Mama Kopo hurriedly put on a pair of jeans trousers and a t-shirt and came running downstairs with her 7 years old daughter Nula. Both of them sat closely together until daylight. So, you just heard that after Mama Kopo heard the sound of the guns, or she suspected that a fighting was going on between the government forces and the rebel group, she ran downstairs. She wore her jean trousers and t-shirt and a t-shirt and ran and grabbed her 7 years old daughter. So, what's the name of her daughter in the story? The name of her daughter is Nula. Let's continue. They had broken, and Mama Kopo and Nula had not had a good night's sleep because they were too afraid. When you are troubled, especially in the night or during the night time, and then the following morning, you will be very sleepy. That's what happened to Mama Kopo and her 7 years old daughter, Nula. Okay? The gun sound had kept them awake. You got that right. What make Mama Kopo and Nula's to be very sleepy the following day? It was because of the gun sound that took place during the night time. She called out to the neighbors and went outside to get information about what was happening. Who did that? Mama Couple did that. But the neighbors said they had heard the dreadful sound of guns firing during the early morning hours also, and they were all afraid. So what did Mama Couple do after she had a sleepless night the next morning? She ran down to her neighbors and asked them whether they heard the sound of the gun. But shockingly or surprisingly, they too heard the gun sound and they also gave their side of the story. They said, yes, we heard it, and also during the morning hour. So let's follow the story. Some of the people in the neighborhood have started living with their family. This is a memory most parents are carrying, all right? During the war, when the war started, most people never wanted to get killed because people who were fighting the war, especially the rebel group, were people who could not reason. So that experience, that nightmare, people were going through that. So when they heard the April 6th war, based on the experience from the 1990 war, the people started packing their belongings and arranging to go out with their family. Let's see what Mama Couple did next. Mama Couple thought for a few minutes and decided that she had to take action. So nobody asked Mama Couple to do anything. After she had seen her neighbor arranging their things, packing their families to leave, she too thought for a minute and decided to do or take action according to the story. She had learned during the first war in 1990. All right? So she had this experience of war during the 90s, so she never wanted to be caught up in the April 6th war. So let's go. She had learned during the first war in the 1990 how to survive. Her daughter Nula was only 1 year old at the time. She dashed back into the house to pack some personal clothing and essential stuff. So she went back into the house to pack some of her clothes in our Liberian way. She packed some of her clothes and also some important things. That's why she said essential stuff. Those important things that, such as maybe your information, like is your birth certificate, your passport, the other important document, because she never wanted to be caught up like what happened to them during the 1990 war. So the reading says that, or the story says that she gathered some essential documents. We all know when I say essential document, you're talking about maybe your degrees, you're talking about your passport, you're talking about your birth certificate, anything that's very important, that just in case we have this something that won't be resolved, maybe you will travel to other country, but you need to be identified. We all know such a time that alone get Liberians who travel outside the country had time a difficult time to live in other countries because the war caught them at a surprise. And some of them never had those important documents to identify them, and they were like deprived of certain opportunity in other country. So let's go. First things first, said Mama Kopo to herself. So in time of difficult time, you need to decide, you need to be very careful. So that's what she did. First in first, said Mama Kopo to herself. She hurriedly ran upstairs to her bedroom, packed some clothes and a few needed items for Nula and her. You understand? She ran upstairs, grabbed some clothes for herself and some clothes for her daughter, Nula. Alright? So let's follow the story. Only necessary things, she said to herself. Alright? Those important things. She said, wow, only those important things, those essential things I should pack. Maybe you have your land deed or you have your other important documents. Those